Okay, thank you, audience. You can sit down. Okay. The Complete Idiot's Guide to Scrapbook Project Illustrated defines scrapbooking as the act of taking photographs and combining them with specialty papers, accents, and journaling to create a customized photograph album. My husband would define scrapbooking as my addiction. But in reality, scrapbooking is a craft and art form that also preserves memories and stories for generations to come. Many individuals have hobbies that they love to spend time doing, but few have ones that can be classified as a hobby that leaves a legacy and a generational project for families to share for many years to come. Almost everybody has photographs that they love to look at and share with other people, but few have ones that would be shared with many generations unless you do something special with those pictures. The art of mounting them in a photograph album, and along with specific details of the who and why, allow for these memories to be part of your family's history. Today I'd like to share with you the history of scrapbooking, a little bit about the philosophy that makes this project so special, and then why this craft has become so popular over the last few years. So let's go back in time before we start today's discussion. First, you need to know that scrapbooks themselves are not new. Early scrapbooks date back to the early 1700s. And according to Leandra Slatton of Pages of the Heart website, William Granger first created the concept of a bound book that you could put customized pictures and memorabilia in back in the 1800s. Did you know that Thomas Jefferson, our third president, was an avid scrapbooker? He found a way to have periodical and journal information bound into a book that he could share with people for many years. And Mark Twain spent many Sundays building scrapbooks so he could too preserve things. And I want to share this detail about Mark Twain. My great-great-grandmother helped raise Mark Twain, so perhaps my love of scrapbooking maybe came from that avenue as well. Also, in 1980, Marilyn Christensen sparked interest in modern scrapbooking when at a conference in Utah, she pulled out about 50 scrapbooks that had been passed down many years in her family that preserved a lot of memories and history from her family, and people were interested in that all of a sudden. And right now, the explosion has come to where almost everybody has somebody that either has a scrapbook, has made an album, or you know somebody that does that type of craft. So that's very interesting as well. In our current version, really it's probably because now the longevity is different than it was many years ago. We have products and technology that allow for acid-free and lignin-free archival type preservation of whatever you put in your book, whether it's memorabilia or pictures. So you might remember an older album that maybe the pages of a photograph are yellowed or curled up at the end where you really don't have good retrieval of that information, and nowadays that's much different. So you can preserve that for many years to pass down to your family. So what has made scrapbooking so appealing? The philosophy behind this craft is really unique. Creative Memories is a company that sells a lot of products and is really a leader in the industry. And their mission statement really wraps this up very nicely. Let me read that to you. Creative Memories believes in and teaches the importance of preserving the past, enriching the present, and inspiring hope for the future. Did you know that some religions require that you document your family history? And that's really ties into this culturally very nicely. Also, in 1970s, with the publication of Alex Haley's Roots publication, genealogy really became very popular, and scrapbooking was part of that legacy as well. So scrapbookers really love the craft, but they're looking for ways to promote family heritage as well. Families right now are spread out all over the country. Sometimes families are multi-generational. So that is another reason that scrapbooking can be very important. People want to pass along the who, the why, and the what of these pictures in their family and memorabilia. Preserving that is very important. And if you're like me, a lot of times you might forget those details. So journaling and documenting that in a scrapbook is very, very important. So let me talk a little bit about why I'm an addicted scrapbooker. So lastly, when it comes to the pure fun of it, scrapbooking is right up there with many other crafts. Now I want to show you a scrapbook that I've brought with me today. And we won't look at this together, but I just wanted to show you visually what a scrapbook looks like. You've probably seen these, and you've probably looked at materials as you've walked by a craft aisle, maybe in a local retail outlet, or if you've been in specialty stores, you've seen these types of materials. So this is a scrapbook that's been put together. So I wanted to show that before I continue talking about the love of this craft. According to a website, Scrapbooking Love to Know, scrapbooking is the fastest growing craft in the hobby industry and is now considered to be the third most popular craft in the nation. Here's some statistics that you'll find interesting. The average scrapbooker spends almost 3 hours per week working on albums or other projects, owns nearly $2,000 in tools and supplies, and over 75% of scrapbookers have a space in their home devoted to the hobby. I happen to have an entire bedroom devoted to this. Needless to say, your own personal creativity really can kick in. There's so many different things that you can do with a scrapbook. You can categorize them by themes. This happens to be one of my daughter's scrapbooks, but you can have a vacation album, a heritage book where you especially remember someone or something in your family, vacation things of this nature. Scrapbooking has papers, embellishments, stickers, all kinds of fun things that you can express yourself in a unique way. Most of these items are relatively inexpensive, easy to find, and can be found at creative stores or even at just retail outlets like Walmart. You can find these types of supplies. It's a great way to get together with friends, fellowship, have a lot of fun. The Great American Scrapbook Convention hosts 3 major events across the United States every year, with thousands of participants coming together to make books and crop their photographs. And with this type of venue, women usually are the participants. There are men that scrapbook, but it's a predominantly female hobby. It's just a lot of fun to create albums and sit around and talk about your family heritage. Also from this, National Scrap Day has launched, which is held the first Saturday in every May. And again, thousands of participants across the country get together to celebrate this hobby. So now you have a wealth of information about scrapbooking and the hobby it's become. So today we've discussed the history and the inspiration behind scrapbooking and also about the creativity and fun. So if you're ever looking for a hobby that's fun, low cost, and really gets into the family heritage and the legacy you can look to leave to someone, I encourage you to look into scrapbooking. The variety of art and creativity is really very fun. The friendships you can build is very unique. And it just really is a way to leave behind something that maybe you wouldn't be able to another way. So if you're ever looking for a pal to scrapbook with or a place to work on your albums, give me a call. I'll be at my scrapbook table.